Today our topic is how to stop complaining, the Stoic challenge. Complaining is something we all do. It's easy to complain about the weather, our jobs, traffic, or even the people around us. But have you ever thought about how much time and energy we waste by complaining? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us how to deal with life's challenges without falling into the trap of endless complaining. The Stoic challenge is not just about avoiding complaints, but also about changing how we see the world and ourselves. Let's explore how we can stop complaining and live a more peaceful, productive, and meaningful life. First, let's understand why we complain. Complaining often comes from feeling that life is unfair, that we deserve better, or that things should be different. We complain because we think the world owes us something, or because we feel powerless to change our situation. But Stoicism teaches us that the world doesn't owe us anything. Life is full of obstacles, and these obstacles are not here to make us miserable, they are here to help us grow. When we complain, we focus on what we cannot control, and this makes us feel even more helpless. The Stoics believe that the key to happiness is to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. So, what can we control? We can control our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. We cannot control the weather, other people's behavior, or the traffic, but we can control how we respond to these things. For example, if it rains on the day you planned a picnic, you can complain and feel miserable. Or you can accept the rain and find another way to enjoy your day. The rain is not under your control, but your reaction is. This is the core idea of Stoicism. Focus on what is within your power and let go of the rest. One powerful Stoic exercise to stop complaining is to reframe your challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as problems, see them as opportunities to practice patience, courage, or creativity. The Stoics called this the art of turning obstacles into advantages. For example, if you lose your job, instead of complaining about how unfair life is, you can see it as a chance to learn new skills, explore new opportunities, or even start your own business. This shift in perspective can transform your experience of life. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect, but about finding meaning and growth in every situation. Another Stoic technique is to practice gratitude. When we complain, we focus on what is wrong or missing in our lives. Gratitude helps us focus on what is good and abundant. Every night before you go to sleep, take a few minutes to think about 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be a good meal, a kind word from a friend, or even the fact that you have a roof over your head. Gratitude reminds us that even in difficult times, there is always something to appreciate. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, and this can greatly reduce the urge to complain. Stoicism also teaches us to accept the natural order of life. Life is full of ups and downs, and complaining won't change that. The Stoics believe that everything happens for a reason, and that even the hardest challenges have a purpose. When we accept this, we stop resisting life and start flowing with it. This doesn't mean we should give up or stop trying to improve our situation. It means we should stop fighting against reality and start working with it. For example, if you are stuck in traffic, instead of complaining and getting angry, you can accept that this is part of life and use the time to listen to a podcast, think about your goals, or simply relax. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity, it means choosing peace over frustration. Another important Stoic idea is to remember that we are not alone in our struggles. Everyone faces challenges, and everyone has moments of pain or disappointment. When we complain, we often feel like we are the only ones suffering, but this is not true. The Stoics believed that we are all part of a larger community, and that our struggles connect us to others. By remembering this, we can develop compassion for ourselves and for others. Instead of complaining, we can focus on how to support each other and find strength in our shared humanity. Stoicism also encourages us to take responsibility for our lives. Complaining often comes from blaming others or external circumstances for our problems. But the Stoics believed that we are responsible for our own happiness. If something is wrong in your life, ask yourself, what can I do to change it? If nothing can be done, then accept it and move on. Taking responsibility empowers us to take action and stop feeling like victims. It also helps us see that we have the power to shape our own lives, even in small ways. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple statement contains a powerful truth. Life will always have challenges, but we have the power to choose our response. When we stop complaining, we take back control of our lives. We stop being passive and start being active. We stop focusing on the problem and start looking for solutions. This shift can transform not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. To stop complaining, we also need to practice self-discipline. Complaining is a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken with practice. Every time you feel the urge to complain, pause and ask yourself, is this complaint helpful? Will it change anything? If the answer is no, then choose to stay silent or find a more constructive way to express yourself. This takes practice, but over time it becomes easier. You will find that you have more energy and more peace when you stop wasting it on complaints. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment. Complaining often comes from worrying about the future or regretting the past, but the only moment we truly have is the present. When we focus on the here and now, we can see things more clearly and respond more effectively. For example, if you are worried about a meeting at work, instead of complaining about how it might go wrong, focus on what you can do right now to prepare. This not only reduces anxiety, but also helps you take action instead of getting stuck in negativity. In conclusion, the Stoic challenge to stop complaining is about changing how we see the world and ourselves. It's about focusing on what we can control, practicing gratitude, accepting life's challenges, and taking responsibility for our own happiness. By adopting these Stoic principles, we can reduce our complaints and live a more peaceful, productive, and meaningful life. Remember, life is not about what happens to us, but about how we respond to it. So next time you feel the urge to complain, take a deep breath, reframe the situation, and choose a better response. This is the Stoic way, and it can transform your life.